So we have an example of a growth model here, and the population is a population of a country. Okay, so it says the population of India was about 1.25 billion in the year 2013. Now, this is an initial number of people at a particular time. Okay, and then it says with an annual growth rate of about 1.2%. Often those growth rates are given as a percentage. Okay. It says this situation is represented by the growth function, and then here's the function that they're giving us. P of t is equal to 1.25, the initial number of people in 2013, times 1.012 raised to the power of t. T is the number of years since 2013. So it's like this is year 0 where you're starting, and then after so many years, we'll be able to figure out what the population is. Now, you might have some questions about where the 1.012 is coming from. This 1.2% as a digit, as a number, that's 0.012, like if you're changing it from a percent. Now remember, this just represents the growth. You have to have the 1 to keep it just at the same population. Like if the population wasn't growing or decreasing, you would have a 1 there. It would just be staying the same population. But this is a growth, so with the 1 we're adding that percentage of growth. So you have the initial population plus how much ever growth there is. You'll see that more when we do the financial problems. It might make a little more sense. Okay. So that's where this function comes from. It says to the nearest thousandth, or 3 decimal places, what will the population of India be in 2031? Of course, this is just a projected, guess. We don't know exactly what the population is going to be, but we're going to say we think it's going to be about this amount. Well, the first thing you have to do is you have to figure out what t is. So how many years since 2013? So you're going to take 2031 and subtract 2013, and you're going to get 18, okay? So that's the number of years we're doing this growth model over. T is going to be 18. So now we're trying to find P of 18. And so we're going to have 1.25 times 1.012 to the power of 18. Now, we are not going to do this by hand. In the one example, we did it without a calculator, but now we're going to use our calculator. So we have to know how to put it in the calculator. I'm going to put in 1.25 multiplied. I've got to hit the multiplication symbol. I guess you could use the parentheses. And then I put in 1.012 to the power of 18. Now, you should have a button that looks like this on your scientific calculator, or you might have a graphing calculator, that's fine too. Sometimes they have a Y to the X button, and if you don't have a display, you might have to work with that a little bit. You can always do it backward, do the exponent part first and then multiply by 1.25. But if you're just going to put it in, if you have a display, you can just put it in like this and it should be fine. You might have to play around with it a little bit. If we were in class, I'd come around and help people with their different calculators, but I just have a pretty cheap Texas Instrument calculator. I think it was less than $15. But anyway, we have to find a way to put this in the calculator. If I round it off, and I put this calculation in and round it off, I'm getting 1.549, and that's going to be billion people. Okay, so work with your calculator. If you have any questions, come see me in office hours, and I can help you with that too.